Well, Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to the January 23rd Public Council meeting for the town of Conception Bay South. It's good to get back in the chair and get back to work around the table here for the residents. As always, we start off with our land acknowledgement. The town of Conception Bay South would like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. We also respectfully acknowledge Labrador as the traditional and ancestral homelands of the Innu of Nitassinan, the Inuit of Nunatsiavut, and the Inuit of Nunatuavut. We strive for respectful partnerships with all the peoples of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. Next up, adoption of the agenda and minutes, adoption of the meeting agenda for this evening. Someone moved that. Yes. Councillor Moore, seconded by Councillor Butler. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Adoption of the meeting minutes from December 19th, way back last year, moved by Councillor Connor, seconded by Councillor Hillier. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Business arising from previous minutes, of course, will be dealt with tonight in meetings in the future. Visitors, presentations, and petitions. And we do this every 6 months. As you can see, the council travel is outlined there for the past 6 months, included myself going to the ICSC in Toronto, the retailers conference, trying to drum up business for our town. And we've had some other councillors do some visits as well. And the next thing on our list, proclamation for the Eating Disorders Awareness Week. And I have the proclamation here. So whereas an eating disorder is a serious mental illness which often has devastating physical implications, and whereas eating disorders affect many individuals and families in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and whereas recovery from an eating disorder is a journey that includes support from families and caregivers, and whereas the Eating Disorder Foundation of Newfoundland and Labrador is a leadership advocacy group dedicated to promoting awareness, treatment, services, and providing family support services and information about matters related to eating disorders. And whereas Eating Disorders Awareness Week is a time dedicated to raising awareness, promoting understanding, and providing support to individuals affected by this illness. And whereas February 1st through 7th, 2024, is dedicated across Newfoundland and Labrador and the entire country as a special time when many educational and awareness activities take place to help raise the level of understanding of eating disorder prevention, treatment, and recovery. Therefore, I, Darren Bent, Mayor of the town of Conception Bay South, do hereby proclaim February 1st to February 7th, 2024 be observed as Eating Disorder Awareness Week in the town of Conception Bay South. Okay, the next item up, and this is something that it's a little bit difficult, but we just want to take a moment now before we move on to acknowledge the passing of the Honorable Derek Bragg. It's, of course, with much sadness. I extend heartfelt condolences to the family and the friends of the late minister on behalf of the town council and the residents of Conception Bay South. Of course, the Honorable Derek Bragg was a distinguished member of the House of Assembly here in Newfoundland and Labrador, and a member for Fogo Island, Cape Friels. His passing at the age of 59 is a loss felt deeply in his home community of Greenspond, of course, and the entire province and here in Conception Bay South. Mr. Bragg's commitment to public service and his dedication to the people of Newfoundland and Labrador was evident through his many years of service. He was a very supportive and a great partner to our town here during his time as Minister of Municipal Affairs and Environment. And today we mourn his passing. We extend our deepest sympathies to all of his family and his friends. If I could ask council and the entire chamber to take a moment in silence in the memory of the Honorable Derek Bragg. Thank you. Okay. Next up, we have a very special guest with us here this evening. On January the 14th, only 9 days ago at the Nagira Theater in Carbonear. Is that where that is? Yeah, Carbonear. The Miss Newfoundland and Labrador pageant was held and crowned as this year's Miss Newfoundland and Labrador. Our guest with us this evening, Conception Bay South's own Megan Coles. Megan, come on up here. Let's have a chat. Hey. Of all my years in the media, this is the first time I get to interview Miss Newfoundland and Labrador. So anyways, congratulations. Megan, tell us, what does it mean to you, being a Conception Bay South resident, to be named Miss Newfoundland and Labrador?
I would just like to say that it's quite the honor to represent both our town, but also the province of Newfoundland. I'm very excited to be able to attend events in our town and across the province and to meet the people of our province. And of all the years, I've had a lot of dealings with the town, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time being involved with the town. And it's an honor to be a representative in this role.
Okay, now Megan, I know you as a volunteer with St. John Ambulance, and you're at many town events, but you're a professional healthcare giver. Tell us a little bit about what that means to you to be able to represent as a healthcare professional in our province.
Yes, so I am also a registered nurse at the Janeway. So it's also an honor to represent the profession of nursing. But I think it's also more important for my patients. Of course, I deal with the little kids anywhere from age newborn up to the age 18. And I think that it's really important for them just to see that you can do anything that you put your mind to. So even if it's something that's outside of your comfort zone, like this was for me, they can still accomplish big things.
Okay, so you got lots of plans for traveling around this year, I guess, representing?
Yes, so of course, I'm going to have a very busy year. I do already have some plans. The month of January and February look quite busy. And I'm looking forward to all of the events that I have coming up.
Megan, do you like pancakes?
Yes, I like pancakes.
One of your first jobs is going to be February 10th, helping council serve up some pancakes at our Winterfest celebration. And I know you're going to be at a number of events during Winterfest, and just a congratulations on behalf of council and the entire town of Conception Bay South. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
Okay, now we've got a little something for you. Yeah. We have a goodie bag.
Yeah.
Okay. And we do have a certificate. Congratulations. I'm going to get you to hold that up and we'll do a picture. So does everybody in the council want to do this? Come on. Usually when I ask them, they're very slow with them.
Don't see me. I'm too short.
Smile on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Congratulations. Thank you for. Okay, I wish we could start all the council meetings like that. Thank you, Megan, for coming in. I really appreciate it, and good luck and safe travels throughout the year as you represent not only the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, but your hometown of Conception Bay South. We're very proud. Thank you. Okay, next up is the new business section, and we'll start off the new year with Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I'm going to be short and sweet this evening. I just want to start with saying Happy New Year to our community in general. We're, it's 2024, hard to believe, and we're more than halfway through the month of January. Time is just flying by. I want to again say congratulations to Megan Coles. It's quite an honor, and we're very proud of her. I had the opportunity to work with Megan during the Summer Games back in 2016. And of course, we always see her around our events in the community. She's makes a great contribution to the community, and she's going to be a great representative for sure as Miss Newfoundland Labrador. And I just want to mention that this is Family Literacy Week. And today I had the opportunity to go to St. Edward's School and read to the grade 2 class. And it was a great little morning. My grandson Sam was in the class and he was quite surprised. And anyway, I had a book, Dragons Eat Tacos. That was the book that I got to read to the class. And it ignited quite a conversation around tacos. So you want to entertain a grade 2 class, talk about tacos. Anyway, it's Family Literacy Week, and it's really important. Reading is such an important thing, and talk to the kids about reading. And most of them read every night, and some of them have graduated to chapter books, and they like to talk all about that. So anyway, it was a great morning. It's Family Literacy Week, and so hopefully lots of things going on in schools around that. And that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Who doesn't like tacos anyway? Councillor Tilley, do you like tacos?
Loves them.
You're up.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what the Deputy Mayor said. I had the opportunity as well to attend St. Edward's School this morning as part of Literacy Week to read Miss Taylor's grade 5 class. And my book was based on hockey, so it was pretty good. It was easy to read. And it was definitely a topic of conversation for sure. But it's interesting to note that a lot of kids had a lot of questions about the municipality, how it works, and who's the mayor, who's the deputy mayor, and how long are you there, and all kinds of stuff regarding the library. And of course, I delved into, the services we provide, your garbage collection, your snow clearing, and a lot of people thought it was really interesting to know about the community park and actually how it's run. And some of the kids that actually haven't been there yet, and explained to them it's a state-of-the-art facility where we got a combination ice splash pads / ice surface. So they're all really excited, and they all had a really good time. And it's great to give back to the community during Literacy Week. And just one more thing, over the next 24 to 48 hours, I believe we're going to be experiencing some exceptionally cold weather. So if you do have pets outside, by all means, bring them back in and make sure that you got all your windows closed and all the draft areas all looked after, because it's going to get pretty cool over the next couple of days. So everyone take all the caution necessary. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tilley. Yeah, it might even be too cold for my dog, who doesn't seem to want to come into the cold. Councillor Hillier.
Thank you, Your Worship. Seems everybody who goes to St. Edward's for Literacy Day has different experiences. I didn't make it there today, but the last time I was there, they sent me away with a petition. So,
I never got one of it.
Did you get
now
that
probably
solved for them? After?
we worked it into our transportation study, and some of the things got done, and that group now is probably have their driver's license. Anyway, Your Worship, just wanted to recognize a group this evening that we very seldom, if ever, recognize, and that is the Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary, Newfoundland Labrador. It's a non-profit volunteer organization used to augment the search and rescue resources in Newfoundland Labrador region of the Coast Guard. And their focus is the prevention of loss of life and or injury at sea, including, where possible, and directly related to reasonable efforts to minimize damage or loss of property. Some of the things they're involved with: they promote marine safety, support Canadian Coast Guard, provide humanitarian service, and maintain high professional standards. Your Worship, some of our boaters, some of our boat owners in Conception Bay South are members of the Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary, and they do training, and they're a lot like our volunteer firefighters at sea, as opposed to the service that our firefighters do on land. The reason I'm bringing that up this evening, Your Worship, is that one of the members is a resident of our town, a businessman in our town, was recognized this week for 25 years long service, and that's Rick Stanley. I just want to send out our congratulations to Rick and all the work that he does, certainly in his business and obviously for the Canadian Coast Guard Auxiliary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Hillier. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Rick Stanley, of course, been involved for many, many years and longtime resident. And, you know, our Coast Guard Auxiliary and, like you said, our volunteer firefighters, Rovers, these semi-professional organizations that have the skills training and so forth to help make us all keep us all safe is extremely important, and we rely on them more than we know. And it's great that they do the work they do, and it's great that Rick Stanley, you remember to recognize him this evening. I appreciate that. Okay, Councillor Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. I'd also like to congratulate Megan. I certainly have known Megan for a number of years now and have been many times in her presence at volunteer things in the town. And as a nurse, she's just an amazing young lady, and I follow her all the time and things that she does and the other volunteer things that she's part of. So I no doubt that she'll represent our town and our province, no matter where she travels this year, and I wish her all the best. I too was at St. Edward's this morning and surprised my grandson because he didn't know I was going to be doing his class. So that was wonderful. And he said, Nanny, I didn't know you were going to be here. Well, he knew, I don't know, but he probably did know. He probably just said that to make me feel good. But the book was really good. The Boy Whose Face Froze Like That. And the moral of the story was that Mom and Dad love you just the way you are. It's a beautiful book and really well worth the read for young children and parents together. Funny thing was, most of these kids already knew who I was because I read the Parker's class probably on 4 different occasions over the last 6 years. And so I started off by saying who I was. And then I said, I guess you all know what my favorite job is or what I do. It was something like that. And one of the kids raised their hand, and I thought they were going to say counselor or whatever, right? You know, working with the town or, you know. Anyway, they said, you're Parker's grandmother, you're Parker's nanny. I said, well, there you go. That's the best job I got anyway. So, you know, so that was very true. The Salvation Army Kettle Appreciation Night, some of us attended that earlier in the new year, and always good to go to that and to see how many people actually are involved in putting up such a well-organized you know, full month of December planning. Randy Butler, right, Randy? Yeah, I mean, he does an amazing job, him and his wife. And Amira probably mentioned it also, I'm sure, probably. So I won't elaborate on it. So I think that's it for me. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Butler. Did you get a big card? Every time I went, I got.
Oh, I forgot to tell you what I got. Okay. And then they gave me a plant, a spider plant. So Parker aptly called it Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, excellent. Councillor Connors, were you reading to anybody this morning?
No, I did not. No, unfortunately, I never got up to St. Edward's or to one of the schools this morning to be able to participate in reading, but I'm sure the students enjoyed having other counselors up. And if I had to go, I probably would want to read the book that Councillor Tilly read on hockey. So that leads me into what I'm going to talk to about tonight.
I thought you'd be the taco guy. You'd go with that.
Yeah, well, the taco guy too, yeah.
I
yeah.
picked the tacos.
I just want to talk about an event that's coming up Sunday afternoon, January 28th, up at the CBS Arena. It's the second annual Sammy Superhero Game, which is being hosted by our Senior Blues, and with the visiting team being the Harbour Grace Seabees or the CBN Seabees. So last year was a overwhelming success, and after everything was tallied up last year, the Blues presented the foundation, the Sammy Climb Higher Foundation, with a check for $11,000 this year, or $11,000, and hopefully we're going to be able to equal or surpass that again this year. This year, the game, the superhero game, is in honor of Sammy, but It's also in honor of Lincoln Walsh, who passed away in the fall of the year from Harbour, Maine. So Lincoln is going to be remembered as well because he was a great athlete in his short life. So he'll be remembered up there as well. So in their memory, the Baker Flooring Blues, the Avalon East Senior Hockey League, and the town of Conception Bay South are happy to say that all youth are going to get in free to the game. So come on, everybody out. There's going to be lots of entertainment. Special guest, Buddy Jr. is going to be there. Buddy the Puffin, Buddy Jr. From the Growlers. It's an event that's being held, an annual event that's going to be held in memory of Sammy. So we'll have an opening ceremony because it's a superhero event. So we'll have an opening ceremony where there'll be some superheroes, real life superheroes in our community will be recognized. And so we'll be doing that. The Blues will be wearing a combination superhero uniform of Sammy's superhero and Lincoln's superhero, and they've got it done, two of those superheroes into one uniform. So they're going to be unveiled up there as well, and the Blues will be playing. And of course, there's going to be 50-50 Chock-a-Puck and all kinds of different things up for as a fundraiser and to raise some funds. And it will all be donated to the Sammy Climhire Foundation in memory of Lincoln this year. So I want to invite everybody to come out to it, and it's sure to be a great entertaining game of hockey, but the events that will go on during the afternoon is certainly going to be supportive to both families who are living through this, I guess, unbearable situation, nightmare type thing. So once again, hope everybody can come out and support. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Councillor Connors, and I have to say thank you to the Senior Blues, to the people that are all the people that are involved in the Sammy's Climhire Foundation, you know, and the families and the members of the team and the people that are supporting this and all the people that are going to go out and support it. It's a tremendous community event. It's an important community event because what's happening is the money that's being raised at this event is going out to families who need it to help ensure that their children are able to participate in the programs that they want to participate in and can enjoy the sports and events that, of course, Sammy and Lincoln enjoyed during their short lives. And it's just a tremendous thing to have happen in the face of this. And thank you to the Porter family and everyone involved. It's just tremendous. And it's as devastating as it is just something wonderful that is so much of a benefit to so many people has come out of it. And we've seen similar things with the Mercer family. And it just seems to me that when these things happen, people just become resilient and they become superheroes themselves to create these types of scenarios. It's just remarkable. It's unbelievable. And I have trouble articulating it because it is just such a wonderful thing to, you know, and yet, you know, you can't help but be gut wrenched at the same time. But I wish them all great success on the 28th down at the CBS Arena. I encourage everybody to get out and support this because you're supporting them, you're supporting the families, you're supporting the Blues, and you're supporting families throughout our community who need a little bit of help. Okay. Thank you, Councillor Connors. Councillor Moores.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I also want to send out a big congratulations to Megan Coles. I've known Megan for a few years now. She went to school with my oldest daughter. She has worked with me, volunteered with me, and I've volunteered with her on different events. So she's an amazing young woman. She's certainly a role model for everyone, and I just want to congratulate her again. I also just want to bring up, as we're all aware, our ice pad or community park is open. And I know sometimes people think it's exciting because it's a fresh sheet of ice that they can go play hockey, but just, you know, to spread the word that it's not meant for hockey and it's not anyone being difficult or anything like that. It's a safety concern. We want a safe area for our residents to be able to go skate and just be respectful of our rules, that there's other places you can play ice hockey, and our community park and ice surface is meant for skating only. We don't want anyone getting injured, and we don't want anyone not feeling comfortable attending because of things that are going on there that shouldn't be going on. So just a reminder to everyone that it is just for skating and to please not play hockey. And that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Morris. Councillor Hardy.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. I too will be doing family literacy this week at Upper Gully's Elementary on Friday to a grade 4 class, Mr. Powers class. I've yet to see my book. Olivia has it hidden on me, so it'll probably be a surprise the day off. So hopefully it's not too many big words. But also looking very forward to the Sammy Climb Higher Foundation hockey game this Sunday. We attended last year as a family, and the whole hockey community attended. It's a real big day to help spread the extra love and support to the families who need it. Everyone really participated and really got into the whole culture of the day. You've seen the kids, you've seen adults in superhero costumes. So you really felt, I know Angie and Steve really felt the love that day. So certainly encourage everyone, if you have the opportunity to get out Sunday to watch the game. And I think they're still doing a little tiny mini scrimmage game in between some of the periods. So that's always fun to see the little tiny kids having a little bit of a scrimmage game. So yeah, certainly encourage everyone if you have the time. And if you don't, you know, maybe your neighbor or someone might be able to take one of your kids. It's certainly something everyone can learn from it. So thanks. And that's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Hardy. Councillor Barrett, you get to finish off for the first meeting of 2024.
Well, no pressure, right?
No, they're only going to remember what you said.
That's true. Yes. Well, good evening, folks, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024, though it's kind of odd to think we're almost 3.5 weeks into this year now. But I wanted to briefly pass on my condolences as well to the family and friends of Derek Bragg. When I was working with the province, Derek Bragg was my minister for just over a year, and he just has one of these personalities where the energy is just so contagious, and just learning of his passing this week is shocked. It's just one of those individuals that just kind of yeah, he's just a force, and just really hope folks get some peace in this challenging time with him. I wanted to mention as well, we are the 3rd week in January, which means Winterfest is coming up. So that's going to be very exciting. February 9th to the 18th. We will certainly have our kickoff on the 9th. And as Mayor Bent mentioned, Saturday morning with some pancakes and Miss Newfoundland Labrador. Certainly excited about all of those festivities. And so full schedule of events will be available online in the next couple of days. I'm sure we'll have it in the Shoreline as well, as we normally do every year. So just keep an eye out for that. Lots of fun things for you and the family and young adults and all the like to be involved with. So stay tuned on that front. Thanks, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. And yeah, I'm just wondering, is there any challenges between councillors on the Shield this year? Is there anything going to be said? Some jerseys exchanged, anything like that?
Sure, why not? I do know last year, and I'll take the full blame. I never washed a jersey, so I never got a chance for the deputy mayor to wear the jersey. So I'll return the favor this year, if the challenge is accepted.
Can't let this challenge die here with us. All right. Game on.
Game on. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. And yeah, it's going to be a great week starting up. And we're starting on the 9th. Or are we starting on the 8th? Something tells me we're doing something on the 8th, but we could be starting on the 9th. 9th is Friday. And Saturday is a big pancake breakfast. Of course, the Shield throughout the week, and great things to look forward to. And of course, we are keeping our lights on at at Manuel's River right through Winterfest this year, and we're lit up down there, really nice down at the community park. So it's great stuff. Just a couple of things. I just wanted to reiterate as what somebody talked about. Last week, we were off to the Salvation Army Volunteer Appreciation Night for their cattle campaign, and I can't remember how many they said. It was over 500 volunteers throughout that time that came out to stand at the kettle, and some people came out more than a few times, and which was great to see. And I believe they topped $80,000 that'll all be spent right here in the community. And somebody mentioned Randy Butler and his wife, who did a Backbone. He's sort of the tail twister, if you will, of the Salvation Army kettle campaign. He makes sure that the times are covered off and gets after people when they don't, and the success is, of course, bound to his. And he told me, I think when we kicked it off, and originally that out of that money goes to help families here in Conception Bay South, and he's not allowed to take $5 out of it to replace a light bulb down at the church. So it has to be spent on the families, and it's absolutely fantastic. And I thank all the organizations and individuals who took time out of their Christmas time to go down and make sure that was a success. Just one other thing today, I just wanted to touch on this. The East Coast Music Awards announced their nominees for 2024 this morning, and we have some Conception Bay South residents on the list for possible awards. Country Music Recording of the Year, Justin Fancy, for a song called Whiskey Me. I'm allowed to say whiskey, aren't I suppose? He's not allowed to drink it here, I guess would be the thing. And Mallory Johnson is up for 2 fan favorite nominations, Entertainer of the Year and Video of the Year, for a song called Surprise Party. And I believe Cecil Johnson is also part of the nomination as well. And those 2 fan ones that Mallory Johnson's up for, people get to vote on those. So you can go online and support the Mallory, and you can do that by going to ecma.ca starting tomorrow. Start casting your votes. So hopefully Mallory will be successful there. She's a fantastic entertainer. We had her out for part of our 50th anniversary celebrations this year. It was tremendous. And it's, of course, Justin has performed for the town before and is always on the go. So congratulations to Conception Bay South's own Justin Fancy and Mallory and Cecil Johnson. Tremendous. So now it's time to get to the people's business and recommendations. The Planning and Development Committee, and the chair for the next few months is Councillor Tilley. Councillor Tilley, take it away.
Thank you, Your Worship. I hope I'm going to last more than a few months, but
Now, probation 6 months, right? So
I'd just like to take the opportunity to recognize Councillor Hillier for his, I believe, 4 straight years you were chair of the Planning and the Development Committee. So I got some big shoes to fill, but I'm looking forward to the challenge. So we'll begin with number 6A. It's a 210 Conception Bay Highway. So be it so resolved that in accordance with section 10.16.1 of the town's development regulations, that application number 3529 received on November 22nd, 2023 to operate a childcare business at 210 Conception Bay Highway be approved on condition that prior to any future expansion into unoccupied space, the applicant will be required to design and develop a parking lot to accommodate for additional parking requirements. So moved.
do we have a seconder? Councillor Butler, discussion.
Yes, Your Worship. This application we received a while back. So the proponent is right now is only looking at a childcare business for the upper section of the building. And so, of course, we advise him that we have no issue with that. But if he does go to expand into the basement section of the building, that he'll be required to meet those conditions that we outlined in the application.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 6B, 21 Green Slades Road.
Excuse me, Your Worship, I'm going to declare conflict on this item. I have relatives abutting on that property.
Yep, thank you.
Item 6B, 21 Green Slades Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with council's discretionary authority at sections 10.7 and 10.11.2 of the town's development regulations, application number 3530 received on November 24th, 2023 for development of a 10-unit road dwelling at 21 Greensides Road be approved. So moved.
We have a seconder. Councillor Morris, discussion?
Yeah, yes, your worship, just a second. When we made the recommendations for approval with this, this was a property that was approved many years ago for the same type of housing. So of course, and this time around, we again asked for some public consultation, and we did receive some letters from neighbors who expressed some concerns in the immediate area, and we felt a lot of those concerns were the same as what was expressed years ago. So of course, one of the most important concerns that we heard about was stormwater in that particular area. So the committee, while we do recommend approval of that particular development, we made a specific condition to the developer that the stormwater management system be designed and built by the developer, and that has to meet the needs of the town. So we'll certainly, I guess, hold that developer to make sure that he does that, because we were aware of some issues with stormwater issues there for many years, but we feel that our staff feel that this particular system designed and built for the developer to address stormwater issues should work, and so we fully support the project.
Councillor Hilly, that system would have to be approved by the town as well.
That is correct. Yeah.
Any other comments? Okay, so approval of the recommendation from the committee would be basically contingent on approval by the town of the stormwater plan submitted by the proponent in this case.
That'd be
So
correct.
we would get a look at that before anything else would happen.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay. Any further comments?
Yeah, just one more, and again, you know, your worship, but we've been talking about this for the past couple of years, and it's blatant right across the country. You know, we need more affordable housing, and you know, this is something that this province and our town desperately need and want. There's definitely a big need for it. So you know, I think this would be a good addition to the town.
Any further?
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that, like most of these units that have been built in Conception Bay South are being lived in by senior citizens and people who are downsizing from their homes, and so it's a downgrade for seniors. So most of these residents are like people who are retired, and
Well, we hear from them all the time that they're looking for housing within our own community. And if there's nothing further, all in favor? Contrary minded? Carried?
Item 6C, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Item number 6C, 71 Greensides Road. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 10.8, 10.10, and 10.11 of the town's development regulations, and section 108, subsection 3D of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, that application number 3577, received on December 22nd, 2023, for the storage of rental trucks and trailers at 71 Greensides Road, be refused, as the use is prohibited in the R1 and R2 land use zones, and that the proposed change in use and intensification of use will be less compatible with the town's municipal plan and development regulations. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Morris, discussion?
Yes, your worship, the town recognizes that the expansion of commercial vehicles in this, I guess, highly in the middle of a residential neighborhood may not always be appropriate. And so, of course, we are agreeing with our staff and recommending refusal of the U-Haul business for that area.
Any further comments? All in favor?
All right.
Contrary minded? Carried?
Item 6D, it's number 1 Paddy's Arm Road. Be it so resolved that the terms of reference for a land use impact assessment regarding a proposed single dwelling at number 1 Paddy's Arm Road be approved as presented. So moved.
Seconder? Councillor Barrett, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
Item 6E, 91 Rocky Place. So be it so resolved that in accordance with section 10.27.1 of the town's development regulations, that application number 3350 received on December 7, 2023 for the 46.5 square meter agricultural building, a greenhouse, at number 91 Rocky Place be approved. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Connors, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And your honor, your honors. Sorry, I'm going back to my previous life. Your worship, the next item, 6F, number 19 Birchie Hollow, we're requesting that be deferred back to committee. The proponent wishes to, I guess, resubmit his application.
On your judgment. Yep.
Item number 6G, 1659 to 1663 Conception Bay Highway. Be it so resolved that upon payment of a non-refundable processing fee and a deposit, and in accordance with section 14 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, that the town undertake public and stakeholder consultation with respect to a proposed rezoning of a portion of 1659 to 1667 Conception Bay Highway from commercial general C2 zone to the residential low density R1 zone. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion?
Yes, your worship, this is just beginning of the process for a particular piece of land in the west end of town.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item 6H, 1496 Conception Bay Highway, MPA 31 and DRA 50. Be it so resolved that under authority of section 16 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment number 31 to 2024 and Development Regulations Amendment number 50, 2024 be adopted as presented. And further, be it so resolved that under authority of section 19 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, that Mr. Glenn Barnes be appointed as commissioner to hold a public hearing and complete a report respecting Municipal Plan Amendment number 31, 2024 and Development Regulations Amendment number 50. And further, be it so resolved that a public hearing regarding Conception Bay South Municipal Plan Amendment number 31 and the Development Regulations Amendment number 50 be held at 7 p.m. on February 21st, 2024 at the Gerald Greenslade Room at the Town Hall, and should the town receive no written submissions up to 2 days prior to the scheduled date of the public hearing, that may be canceled. So moved.
Seconder. Deputy Mayor Goss, discussion?
Yes, your worship, this is just another step in the development application process that we'll be getting an independent commissioner to have a public hearing.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Item
Excuse
6.
me, Councillor Tilly, I got to declare a conflict on this here of a relative that's involved with this business.
Item number 6I, 1440 Conception Bay Highway. Be it so resolved that in accordance with section 15 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000, proposed municipal plan amendment number 32 and development regulations amendment number 51 regarding 1440 Conception Bay Highway be referred to the Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs to determine and comment on any provincial interests. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Butler, discussion?
Yes, your worship, again, that's just a norm in our decision-making process that we hand it off to the provincial government to see if they have any interest in the amendment.
Any further comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And your worship, item J, I'll have to hand over to Councillor Hillier. I have to declare a conflict of interest. Under conflict of interest rules, I have a family member who lives in the immediate area of one of those affected roads.
Yes, your worship, and in addition, the following question involves my employer, and as such, I will also be declaring a conflict.
Counselor Hillier, familiar territory.
Yes, your worship. Be it so resolved that the site reconnaissance report, geotechnical stability assessment, Manuals River area, Kinglet Way to Martha's Place be adopted as presented. And further, be it so resolved that approval be given to engage Stantec Consulting Limited to undertake subsurface geotechnical investigation and analysis of slope stability along Manuals River at Martha's Place, Flats Road, and Smith's Place, at an approximate cost of $99,500 plus HST. Funds to be drawn from the so noted account. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Moores, discussion.
Yes, your worship, as you're aware, we had a landslide there some 2 years ago, and we're still, I guess, still trying to get a handle on the degree of stability of the land there. So the first part of this motion makes public a study that Stantec did for us, and they recommend that we move forward and with further investigation through, I believe it's 8 boreholes that they will do along the slope down to 15 meters, I believe, to determine what type of subsoil is there and whether it's appropriate for building. And obviously that's at a cost of $99,000.
Any further comment? Just being prudent. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you.
And your worship, item K is the committee report. So before I read that, I just want to touch on a couple of things. Just want to remind residents of a public information session we're having on February 1st? February 1st regarding a rezoning application for number 2 to 10 Buckley's Path. What we discussed in committee when the new committee was formed, one of the things that I saw was that when we have our public information session, we'd have a slide presentation ready to present to the people that who came to the session. So, we felt it would be a good idea if we could get that actual presentation on our website prior to any public session, because I think it goes into greater detail as to, I guess, the whole process behind a development application, and a lot of the questions that some people ask at the public information session, majority of the time is contained within that presentation. So we're certainly going to, on a go-forward basis, try our best to make sure that that presentation is up in plenty of time for any concerned residents who want to avail of that. So be it so resolved that the discussion and decisions of the January 15th, 2024 Planning and Development Committee meeting be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Counselor Tilley.
Thank you.
Next, we have recommendations of Engineering and Public Works Committee and Chair Melissa Hardy.
Thank you, your worship. 7A, approval to tender 2024 capital fleet. Be it so resolved that approval is given to tender 1 2024 or newer municipal tractor, 1 2024 or newer single axle dump truck with plow attachments, 1 2024 newer fire pumper rescue, and 8 light duty pickup trucks of a variety of sizes. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Connors, discussion.
Yes, I guess over the next few months, we'll certainly have some more motions coming forward like this. A lot of our fleet have aged. A lot of them are 10 years or more over. So they're certainly way past their service life when it comes to, a vehicle, its maintenance and the kilometers. So certainly something we need to get replenished.
Any further comments? And of course, the timeline on delivery is a little better now than it's been for the last 4 years, 3
That's
or
what we're
4
hoping
years.
for.
And
Absolutely.
of course, even still with a pumper, it would take almost a year delivery, 10 to
Yeah.
12 months delivery. So it's a ways out. So you got to plan for these things. And of course, we were
It's not
stunted in
enough.
being able to order things in a timely manner for a while. We're kind of backed up with some old vehicles here.
Yeah.
Keeping them on the road's expensive as well because service is costly and parts are costly. So it's a prudent move. Any further comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
7B, approval to award tender for Seal Cove Trailway Bridge replacement. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award Seal Cove Trailway Bridge replacement to Black Diamond Construction for $857,441.15, including HST, funds to be taken from the project account. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hillier, discussion?
I guess this is a big piece of work now that's going to be happening on the phase 4 now with the trailway. And we're really hoping that the construction is actually going to happen this spring and summer. So we'll certainly see some movement up in the area. A lot of the residents looking forward for this for sure.
Yeah, it's a significant step forward for the final development of the trailway, and to get that trestle done is incredible. Yeah,
Long time coming.
long time coming for those residents, yeah. Any further comments?
Yes, your worship, this,
Yeah.
as you say, long time coming. This is a project that many of us have been chasing for several terms, trying to move it forward. And I know there are fishermen and boaters in Seal Cove who will be very, very happy to see this motion go forward this evening. And I just want to thank our staff for kicking the ball forward and moving it forward over the years and finally coming to this point this evening. Thank you.
Yes, and our federal funding partners that help make this a reality, and provincial, and it's just great to get it done. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
7C, our Engineering Public Works Committee meeting. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions of the Engineering and Public Works Committee held on January 17th, 2023, 2024 be accepted as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Morris, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Thank you, Worship.
Thank you, Counselor Hardy. Recommendations of Recreation and Leisure Services Committee. The chair for this meeting is Counselor Barrett. Take it away.
Thank you, Your Worship, and I wanted to recognize outgoing Chair Councillor Moores. And certainly Councillor Moores and Councillor Connors are still on the committee, and also want to thank Councillor Tilley on his role with the past year. I think it's going to be a really great year, and excited about this role. Okay, 8A. Request for proposals, firework technician services for 2024. Be it so resolved that the town proceed to call requests for proposals for fireworks technician services for special events for the year of 2024. Funds for this expense are available in the 2024 operating budget. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Connors, discussion?
Yes, Your Worship, we just want to get this out as early as we can, make sure we have the necessary supplies for all of the wonderful things we're doing this year.
July 1st will be upon us before we know it.
Absolutely. Goodbye, snow.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
8B, tender 2309, busing services for summer camp.
Excuse me. I have to declare a conflict on this because it's the same company that I had conflict on before. So I've relative that's involved with the company.
Thank you, Councillor Connors. Be it so resolved that approval be given to award tender 2309 busing services for summer camps to Parsons and Sons Transportation Limited at a cost of $21,844,025 HST included. Funds are available in the account listed. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hilliard, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
Okay, before I read the blanket recommendation this evening, winter is here. I'd say a lot of folks here. Just want to follow up on a couple of comments Councillor Morse has said. I know myself personally, I've been to the community park several times so far this winter, and it is a really great asset in our community, and want to thank everybody once again that was involved in making that reality. Certainly the work started before our term, and I feel very fortunate we have this asset in our community. And just want to iterate the community park ice surface is open again for another season. It's open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. and we will be doing maintenance on the ice between 2 and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. It won't be the whole hour, but just around then our staff will be there to ensure the ice is in the best possible shape as possible. So please keep that in mind and please follow the rules of the rink. As Councillor Moore said, we really want to emphasize it's a great sheet of ice. It's great for family, young and old. It's not intended for a bit of puck. And we are obviously permitting skating aids, lots of folks there with their little red skating aids. But the minute we see a puck on the ice, that's when trouble starts. And so really want folks to be cognizant of that. We are being very intentional with our messaging on that this week and new signage and social media. And so I want to reiterate that and also say once again, this is our second season of the ice, you know, and I think we are doing a great job, but we're also learning a lot about our equipment and what works and what not. And over this season and the coming seasons, we'll be really fine tuning what works well. And so want to thank everybody for their use and patience with us on that front. We opened the rink earlier this year as we did last year, and certainly we're hopeful that we can do that in the next season as well. So all of that said, I do have a motion. Once I get my computer working, 8C. Oh, before I do, actually, I would be remiss not to mention 2024 means we are out of our 50th anniversary year. We are now in 51 years. And while we do not have a 51st anniversary committee, we did have a 50th anniversary committee. And we had a fantastic year celebrating Conception Bay South turning 50. And it wouldn't have happened with all the volunteers, all of the work that staff have put in, all of the work that everybody has done. And I just really want to point out in particular the 50th Anniversary Advisory Committee for their time and effort, all the work that they've done for making 2023 such a phenomenal year. We had a lot of great highlights, a lot of fun, and we're going to keep the momentum going. There's not a 51st anniversary committee, but we do have a lot of fun things planned for this year. And so, but I did want to acknowledge publicly all the work folks have done to make that last year 50th anniversary a reality. So 8C, Recreation and Leisure Services Committee report. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions of the Recreation and Leisure Services Committee meeting of January 16, 2024 be accepted as presented. And there's a few items listed that we discussed. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Butler, discussion? All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried.
That's it for me. Thank you, Your Worship.
Thank you, Councillor Barrett. Recommendations of financial and administrative services. The committee is chair is Deputy Mayor Andrea Goss. You're going to spend some money now.
Thank you, Mayor Bent. Recommendations of the Financial and Administrative Services Committee are as follows. 9A, municipalities, Newfoundland and Labrador, and professional municipal administrators membership fees. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay the 2024 membership fees for municipalities, Newfoundland and Labrador, and professional municipal administrators in the amount of $24,154.69. Funds available as presented. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Hilliard, discussion?
This is the annual provincial fees for this association that we subscribe to every year.
Yes.
We're involved in this association.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9B, the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM membership. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay the membership fee in the amount of $7,231.06 for the 2023 to 2024 for the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, FCM, funds available as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hilliard, discussion.
And this is the federal membership that we are a part of, and an annual membership. And these fees are based on the population of the community.
Yes.
Next
Uh,
item, 9C.
I think I'll call for vote.
Oh, sorry.
All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried?
Just moving right along.
No, I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Your mic has gone off.
Sorry. Did you do that? We'll try it again. Be it so resolved that approval be given to appoint Nancy Bishop to the position of Administrative Assistant as per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Morris, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
9D, Personnel Aquatic Supervisor. Be it so resolved that approval be given to the appointment of Regan Wiseman to the position of Aquatic Supervisor per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Butler, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
9E, Accounts Payable Checks. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay accounts payable checks totaling $1,178,346.72 as per the attached report. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Barrett, discussion.
We're paying the bills, and where there was this is actually we only had one meeting in January, so there's a little
They
bit of
piled.
accumulation there.
The bills piled up.
They piled up.
All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried?
Mayor Bent, 9F as manual checks, and at the committee meeting, I declared a conflict on this as there's a check payable to someone I have a business relationship with. So I'm just going to step to the back, and Counselor Barrett's going to take this.
Nine F, manual checks. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify the payment of manual checks totaling $302,117.74 as per the attached listing. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Hardy, discussion.
Paying bills.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
Okay, okay, it was frozen. It's okay now.
Yep.
Okay, 9G, direct payments. Be it so resolved that approval be given to ratify direct payments totaling $589,982.96. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Tilly, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
9H, capital invoice approval. Be it so resolved that approval be given to pay capital invoices totaling $530,399.16 as per the attached report. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Barrett, discussion.
These are just some capital invoices. There are a few claims that pertain to our projects from last year, that this is the end of those projects, holdbacks and whatnot, and just some engineering consultant invoices there, and yeah, it's all there, so, and quite explained out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried?
9I, tax and other receivables. Be it so resolved that approval be given to adjust tax and other receivable accounts as presented. So moved.
Seconder. Counselor Tilly, discussion.
These were brought forward by staff, some business closures and odds and ends like that staff recommended. And we reviewed and approved to bring forward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
9J, Personnel Director of Recreation and Leisure Services. Be it so resolved that Nick Miller be confirmed in the position of Director of Recreation and Leisure Services per the terms and conditions of the employment contract. So moved.
Do we have a seconder? We do we? Counselor Barrett? Discussion?
And this is congratulations to Nick Miller. He's been with us a year and now he's a permanent employee with us. Okay, well, sorry. This is what we're he says we got to vote first, but
Yeah, no, it's been great to have Nick on, and,
has.
taking the reins over down in recreation, and, we expect great things from you, Nick. So a lot of pressure on you. And, I know that it's been, working out good. So it's a pleasure to be able to provide support for this, motion here this evening. I don't know if anybody else has any comments, but all in favor, Nick Miller,
aye.
contrary minded, carried.
And we're down to our blanket report. Before I do that, I'm just going to speak to, it's that time of the year. It's property tax season time and business tax season time. And I just want to make note that the 2024 tax bills were sent in the mail and by email on January 5th. If you haven't received your bill, please check your junk mail. And if you usually get it by mail, call into the Department of Finance, call into our finance department, 834-6500-201 extension, and the staff there will surely help you out. Just want to make note that they are experiencing higher than normal calls as it's that time of the year. So I ask for patience, leave a message. Staff will definitely get back to you. Give them, up to 48 hours to get back to you. If you are setting up for an equal payment plan, the deadline to do that is by February 29th. And just a little reminder about seniors incentive programs. All seniors, all your taxes have to be paid in full in order to qualify. The applicant must be 65 years or older as of January 1st, 2024. The applicant must be the registered owner and occupy the property as their principal residence. And they must self-identify. So if it's your first time, you have to bring in some identification. And what the staff asks is that you call in and I'm still in my house and, I just want to make sure that that I get my tax incentive. So, and this can be done on the phone. Staff will be ready and to help you out. The staff will have extra counter service hours for tax payments. It'll be extended to 7 p.m. on February 26th and the 29th for residents who require in-person service, but they're unable to get to the town hall during regular business hours. Residents are reminded there are low income tax reductions and seniors low income tax reductions for individuals who meet the criteria, and that's outlined in on our website. If you need any assistance again with that, give the staff a call, and they're more than willing to walk you through it and let you know what you need to do, or if you may be eligible for those tax incentives. That's it on property tax.
Deputy Mayor, if I can ask a question regarding the seniors discount.
Yeah.
So for a person who's never availed of it in the past and they wish to avail of it for the first time, they have to provide proof that they are of the senior age, correct?
Yes.
And so in any subsequent year following that,
Call in, just say, I'm still here in my own house. And that's all they have to do is make a call.
okay,
And I just want to make sure and that you're just checking in to make sure that deduction is there on their account.
okay, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah, and with the taxes, if I might, Deputy Mayor, and it's an excellent point for because we don't want any of our seniors to miss out on any tax breaks that they can get. And you prove the first time, and you confirm that you're still where you're supposed to be or where you were the year before. Each year after that, you don't have to prove it anymore. But you noted February 26th,
No, 29th.
26th and 29th.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the
So the 26th,
22nd and the 29th are they're going, the staff will have extended counter service hours
so
for walk-in.
this is brand new.
This is
We've
new.
never done it before. We have evening hours up till 7 o'clock on February 22nd and 29th to assist our residents in being able to come in and take care of their taxes. A tremendous step forward. I appreciate staff and have been
Absolutely.
working on this for a while. It's a great thing. And we've been talking about it for some time now. And we finally got to the stage where we can offer this extended hours up to 7 o'clock on those 2 dates. And we'll see how it goes. And well, hopefully we'll be able to continue this year after year and as per demand. So I encourage people to, if it's convenient, to use the time and during that. And of course, you mentioned, I'll have to say this, have up till February 29th. It's not a joke. It is leap year. There is a 29th.
It is an extra day.
So the deadline is the 29th. this
But I
year.
will say, because I had a couple of calls last year, if you come in on March the 1st, you will end up with a month of interest on your bill. Because February is almost like a free month. So get paid by the 29th and there's no interest. And I had a few calls last year, people that got in like 1st or 2nd of March and wondered why they got charged a month's interest and it wasn't prorated for the month of March. But so that's, I just want to make that clear. And you do have an extra day because it's a leap year. All right, now that the last item is 9K and it's our financial and administrative services report. Be it so resolved that the decisions and recommendations of the Financial and Administrative Services Committee meeting held on January 15th, 2024 be accepted as presented. And following the items that were discussed are presented there. So moved.
Seconder, Councilor Hilliard, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Carried.
And that's it for finance and administrative services. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Goss. Recommendations from Economic Development and Tourism Chair, Councillor Christine Butler.
Thank you, Your Worship. First off, delighted to be back chairing Economic Development and Tourism. I did it a few years ago and I enjoy being part of this committee. Is always exciting. There's always lots of wonderful good news and lots of things on the go. I want to thank Councillor Connors for his year as chair and delighted that he's going to continue on the committee along with Councillor Hardy. So I look forward to working with them and the rest of council this year. Before I go into the blanket recommendation, I do have a call out for volunteers. God, you know how wonderful CBS is for volunteers. From October 1st to the 9th, 2024, we will be savoring everything that makes Conception Bay South special. We are currently seeking volunteers to join our Savor CBS Planning Committee. As a committee member, you will have the exciting opportunity to help organize an exciting festival that highlights food, culture, and adventure. If you are interested in volunteering, please contact the Economic Development and Tourism Department at ecdev@conceptionbaysouth.ca or 709-834-6500, extension 703. And on to our blanket recommendation. Be it so resolved. Be it so resolved that the recommendations and decisions made at the Economic Development and Tourism Committee meeting of January 16, 2024 be accepted as presented, and you'll see the list of the items that we discussed at the meeting, including the Savor CBS. So moved.
Seconder, Councillor Moores, discussion. All in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you, Councillor Butler. Other committee reports. I know it's new in the year, but yep, there we go. Councillor Moores, you always have one. You go ahead.
Yeah, so we just had, I guess, our last Winterfest meeting last week. And I know it's been mentioned a couple times, but there's a lot of exciting events planned for all ages in our community. The schedule should be out in the next day or two, and registration, as you know, some events, majority of events are free, but there are some that do have a ticket price associated with them and limited number of tickets available. So just make sure if it's something you're interested in, you get your ticket right away to avoid disappointment. But yeah, it's bound to be a very exciting couple weeks. Thank you.
Looking forward to it again. Any other committee reports as we begin the year?
Yes, we had a Northeast Avalon Joint Council meeting last week. And I don't have the full report, of the minutes and everything back, so I'll do a full report on that next week. But I do want to say that our esteemed deputy mayor was elected, secretary treasurer at the Northeast Avalon Joint Councils last week. So she'll be representing our town as the executive of that committee. Congratulations.
Excellent. Congratulations, Deputy Mayor. You didn't have enough to do. It's perfect. Excellent. Anything further? Any other committee reports? Okay, we're all good. Then we'll be back again on February the 6th for the next public council meeting. And till then, I'll ask for a motion for an adjournment. Councillor Tilley, seconded. Councillor Butler, all in favor? Contrary minded? Carried. Thank you and good evening.